Good afternoon, everybody. This is Justin Letheby. I am here. Sorry, we're just making a couple changes here real quick. We are doing our normal Friday video on Thursday. I'm gone tomorrow. I wanted to get this in, wanted to talk about this topic and kind of stay on top of the conversation. So today we're talking about how growth just reorganizes your life. And there's a couple of things that we will hit in here for that conversation. When you guys come in, let me know where you are, where you're from, where you're at, all that good stuff in place. So I'm going to tell you the one thing that I've noticed over the years is and this is for myself and through coaching, working with clients, working with people, is throughout the years, whenever you start pursuing growth, your life will kind of reorganize itself, not dramatically and definitely not overnight. But what will happen is you will start to see subtly, quietly, things change in you, things that you could easily get distracted by. You don't seem to get distracted by as easily. Things that you deemed once were very important don't seem to be as important as they once were. And those items that consumed your time don't always seem to have that same grip, that same thing. And honestly, this is a very, very normal part of the business. Sorry about that, folks. And what I find interesting about this is there's a lot of people that think that growth happens externally first, right? We're going to see the money. We're going to see the success. We're going to see the opportunities. We're going to get that recognition. But really, like most things in life, most of the growth that happens is internally. It's the focus, it's the priorities, it's the awareness that change beforehand. Like you talk to most athletes out there. I got a couple nieces right now who are in sports, and the thing that I say a lot to them is you didn't do what you did because it just happened overnight. You did what you did because of all the practicing, all the other things you put in place. And how you react during practice is going to matter way more than it did during the game because it's building those muscles, those awarenesses, those abilities. And eventually that's what happens to all of us. And when we focus on what matters to us, those changes in place. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you want, please in the chat box or in the comments, tell me where you're from, where you're at. Love to hear from you and call them that from here. But sorry about that. That focus, that change will change. I will tell you, it's happened to me many times. It's happened to myself all the time. I'm typically, as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not real good at recognizing success or giving myself credit for success. We'll call it that way. But I have definitely noticed over my life as I become more intentional with leadership, communication, business, and growth, certain things have just taken less worry on me. I worry about things less than I used to. I focus on things that matter more. And the things that weren't aligned do align, and vice versa. The things that do align maybe don't align right now. And I will tell you the reason I'm bringing this up is, well, for my real estate friends in the world, we're in the middle of this stuff and we're doing things, and you guys are spending time and working on a lot of stuff. Even for my business people, summer seems to always be the busiest time of year for a lot of us. And we're going to be in place and we're working on this stuff. And sometimes we don't sit back and pause enough to see that growth that happens or recognize that we're growing and moving forward. When you recognize the growth, the motivation helps you stay motivated, or the intentionality helps you stay motivation. The recognition of success helps you keep that motivation going. So you got to take time to do that. But I was thinking about this the other day because I'm planning on some new things. I'm planning on 90-day breakthrough for a lot of agents, and I'm planning on stuff. And one of my favorite books is the Think and Grow Rich book. And it's a chapter on desire. And one of the things in desire is you have to identify the things that you want to remove, get rid of. Well, the chapter reads uniquely. And that chapter reads uniquely not because people read it and they go, "Oh, that means I have to, eat ramen noodles for the next 5 years. If I want to be successful and I want to make my $1,000,000, it means I've got to spend 5 to make the million, right? Or spend less to make the million." Well, really, when you're talking about you have to remove things or sacrifice stuff, it's about what I just started off saying at the very beginning. It's not about what you're getting rid of. It's about what you want and what has to kind of naturally go to the wayside. And I have been recognizing that a lot lately. I have been recognizing a lot of things that I just don't spend as much time on. Um, Not that I've lost friends per se, or really I haven't. I haven't lost any friends, but sometimes calling certain people just hasn't been as important where I got to make these other phone calls or spending more time on conversations for me that matter more or spending more time are in place for me. Whether that's family, friends, future business partners, whatever that may be, is where I'm spending that energies at. And I just going to tell you, it has made a lot of difference for me personally. It's changed how I've spent my time. It's changed how the conversations. I don't spend conversations that drain my energy. I don't. I don't let a lot of distractions ruin me. I try to. This is my hardest one to remove that reactive living, and I'm not constantly chasing noise. And there's a lot of noise out there right now for a lot of us. A lot, and there'll be a future video on that. But I want you guys all to realize that noise is just what it is. It's noise. It's not affecting your day to day. It's not affecting your things. And when you have that desire to do what you want to do, become who you want to become, it just becomes irrelevant noise. And it will help you do that. No, this is not. Um, so I do want to make sure we understand one thing. This is not about a about me video. This is not about how this works, but I want everyone to understand that when we're talking about this, that when you are leading and you're working with people, I want you to understand that your time matters, your energy matters, and your focus matters. And when you are focusing on your growth and you're focusing on your stuff, this will naturally start coming into place. Um, you have to be diligent and intentional, but it will help you. And when you focus on this, you will instinctively understand that not everything deserves equal attention. That's growth. That's not negativity. Because when your growth grows, your visions will probably change. And once you become clear, you understand where you are trying to go, who you want to become, and the impact you want to make. These changes are very natural in our lives, and this will help you stay focused. So, let's talk about some of the ways this shows up, how this works, and how this changes some of the things that we do. Very interesting comments. Um, these things are going to show up small, as I said before, and we're going to kind of anchor this in a second. You're going to become more productive on your calendar. You're going to stop chasing every opportunity. Not every opportunity actually produces money. And busy versus productive are very two different things. And you do need to be busy to start productivity, but productive is way better. And when you are chasing endless leads, you are chasing different things, it's not productive time. And productive time is what we need to be. And when you're doing this, you also want to make sure you are chasing that deeper conversation. You want to have those things. The typical adage, you are the sum of the five people around you, is a very good truth. And you will one of the things that I will tell you that I have found recently is maybe we don't need to have that constant validation. it's always great to get the praise. It's always great to get the recognition, and we all love it, and we all do need it. Like, we all need that stuff. We need to have someone there, but chasing it becomes a different conversation. And then hopefully, where I hope you guys see, focusing on your desire, understanding that you're having small incremental growths, even though you may not see it in one bulk sum, is this will hopefully keep you more focused on what matters to you most: your business, your family, both, whatever it may be. And I'm going to tell you, this will seem small at the beginning, but internally, this changes everything. So I'm going to tell you again, growth reorganizes your life before the results become visible. Vision changes priorities. You do not have to hate your old life to outgrow it. This is important to know. I love everything I've done in my life, but life has changed me and moved me to go in different directions and do different things. It's not because I didn't like what I did in the past, but there's a different direction for me now. And I've recognized that through the growth out my time. And I want all of us to understand that and hear that. And hopefully that growth with that, as I just shared with you, will create perspective and not a judgment. Again, it's always about being critical, not judgmental in our world. So if you notice lately that your focus is changing, that your priorities are shifting, and things don't feel as important anymore, it doesn't necessarily mean something wrong. Now, if we're easily getting distracted, that may be a different conversation, but it hopefully just means you're growing. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I'm launching something new. My 90-day breakthrough is coming out very soon. You guys heard me mention this earlier. I am launching something to help get people quickly, more intentionally focused into their business, doing what they need to be doing in a very quick manner. In July, you're going to see that conversation come through, and you're going to see that out there. And right now, you will see that there on the screen for you to have in place. So if you want to click on it, click on it. This is going to be a webinar. I am in the process of finishing it up now. So if you want to sign up early, get early access, you can have that stuff. But this is because of what I just said. I'm going to help you remove that noise, remove the pressure, focus on the hustle, the clarity, the focus, the direction, and the intentional action. And the goal is really simple. I just want to help you stop spinning your wheels, and I want to help you build that momentum as quick as you can. I think there's a 90-day ritual that can get this done. So hopefully this message resonates. If you do, I'd like you to join me. You'll see it in the links. You'll see in the comments below. I hope this works for you all. And if you did connect with you, write growth in the comments. I'd like to see what you guys are doing. Tell me where you've seen your growth recently. Tell me where you're struggling. Tell me where things are at. But I do want to see where the growth is, see how we can do things and how we can help each other grow. Please always hit the subscribe, like, the bell button, wherever you see this is at. Helps the algorithm, helps me reach more people. We'll see you at the next one, and we'll see you later.